All right, guys, welcome back. I'm going to sit here for a minute. We're a little bit early, so I wanted just to get on and let people kind of trickle into the group first, and then we'll get started. So you may want to, fast forward to 2 minutes or so in, and pick up where it's at. But yeah, we've been missing for a few weeks here. Sorry for that. Obviously, Cinco de Mayo was one of the weeks. And no, not Cinco de Mayo. Sorry. Memorial Day. I'm forgetting we're already in June. I can't even believe it. So Memorial Day, thank you to all the vets and people that serve in our military. So we missed that week. I didn't want to have one. I felt people should enjoy it with their friends and families, obviously. So yeah, we're back for another Mondays with Mike here at Axion, representing the new logo. We'll go over that today. This is one of the t-shirts we're kind of testing out, quality fitment, and got a lot of merch and swag this year coming. So stuff we've been wanting to do for a long time. So love to hear your guys' feedback in the comments, obviously, about anything you'd like to see from us. Yeah, so if you're new to the channel, we come here every second week, every Monday at 8 o'clock Eastern to basically talk about my company, Axion Industries, the automotive industry, Hondas mainly. Anything you want to talk about, chime in about cars, modifying, what's the next route you should take. Where's my order? Unfortunately, I can't look up orders when I'm actually on the live chat, but most people I kind of know what they've ordered, and I can give you a rough estimate if you want a live feed of where's my order. You might get roasted in the comments, so I don't know. Some of the people that come in here come in every week, and they've been around the industry and buying parts for a long time. So, but don't be scared to comment. That's what we're here for, is to kind of help educate you and also promote us and give good feedback to the customers, so you guys know what to do. So first question already. What do you think 2020 lineup doing away with the 1.5? I think it's a mistake from Honda. I get it. They're trying to just, these are economy vehicles. They always have been. You look back at, 92 Civics. All of them were slow. They weren't meant for that. Unfortunately, you could get some cool stuff in Japan. Like a 92 SI only had like 130 horsepower. They didn't really start giving us anything decent in the States till at least like the very limited Integra Type R in the late 90s. And then we finally got the RSX, which was decent. And then the 8th generation SI, and, everyone knows everything. The EP3 was actually pretty cool. It was made in the UK. Unfortunately, it didn't have the real VTEC engine that was in the RSX. So that was kind of like the letdown of the EP3 SI, in my opinion. I've pretty much owned not all of those cars that I just talked about, but a good majority of them. But yeah, I think, there'll be some things. Honda's definitely going to be taking a look at what Toyota's doing. And I think Toyota are really killing the market right now with the GR lineup, and really specializing in not only just one or two parts that are sports cars, but they're starting to make, you look at the new RAV4 that got released or that's coming out with over 300 horsepower. So, other companies are doing things, and companies usually always want to follow other companies. Honda's always going to have that sports division. It just depends on how much. You look at the 11th gen Accord, they totally axed the 2.0 turbo motor. Probably, in my opinion, one of the biggest upsets that I've ever seen Honda do to an amazing car, and then just to get rid of it completely, and put some hybrid thing in there. I understand it for sales, but I think you should still, you've got a core group of people that support these cars. And I think that was a huge mess up by Honda. But we'll see what they have coming up. I think they need to turn it up a little bit here because, continuing to bring out cars at like 210, 202 horsepower is not going to cut it in the future. So we'll see. What's up, Mark? Thanks for joining. Hope you guys like the new t-shirt. We're just testing this one out. This is the new Axion logo. We got rid of the mint green. Oh, cool. Man, more cars. You should just buy our 9th Gen Civic and have fun with it. Yeah, so the old logo's kind of, I feel like it kind of played its part for the years, and we just needed a refresh. We're getting into the other stuff besides Hondas now. So Nissans, we're only adding the newer type cars to the website right now because it's just so much work on my crew getting the website done properly. So yeah. So, all right, what else we got? I guess it's more niche than the compact one. Oh, you're in London. Cool. You're in my other second country. So, as I am a UK citizen, you can't really tell. But yeah, man, that sucks. So London to, I guess you're flying to probably LAX or San Fran or whatever. And let me guess, it's either American Airlines or British Airways. I can guarantee this one. A lot of you might not know, my other big passion in life is travel beyond cars. So, yep, British Airways. Anything connected to American Airlines besides Qatar Airways has a lot of issues and a lot of delayed flights, just so you know. Yeah, British Airways isn't what it used to be, to be honest. It's such a nice airline, and it used to be amazing, but it's kind of gone downhill a little bit. As far as a lot of flights getting, because I'll never fly American until they get their stuff sorted out. Actually, I've shipped about 15 Acuities today. So I'm waiting on my stock coming in here. And I think mine arrives on Wednesday. I have to check tracking. I got it this morning from Acuity. So everything right now, until I get my stock, I'm just having Acuity ship it direct. But they've been shipping out stuff all the time. It looks really good. I love the option. That was actually one thing I'm getting into. So the release of the Acuity shifter is finally here, guys. 3 years later, and it's out. Does it look good? I think it looks amazing. I've seen some people talking, putting it down because they kept the bottom half OEM, which honestly didn't even need to be changed, to be honest. So it's just the top portion that changes out. We're going to do a rendition on our workbench. I've actually got my base, but I custom powder coated it since we have no interior. So the entire shifter is going to look pretty sick. But you guys will see that video as soon as I get them. I'm unboxing it, going through it, and checking them out. And so yeah, that's the main thing. The Acuity shifter's out. We're taking orders, and they would be shipping tomorrow. So if you want to get an order in, place them on our site. We cover sales tax in most states and free shipping on them. They do come with 2 springs. So here's the thing. There's a drop down below. We offer the 3 options. I didn't keep it separate because I didn't want people missing out. So you can either not add the additional spring. It comes with a medium, so you're right in the middle. Or you can add a hard spring or a soft spring. And with that, it's kind of, once you touch the shifter, that actually negates how hard or soft it is. So I think medium's a good way to start out. See how you like it. If you want harder, later on, order the hard spring. If you like softer, get the soft spring. There's a lot of adjustments. I always tell people, play with it and see what you like. This is your car. Your driving habits are different than everyone else. So figure out what you like and then just go from there and have fun with it. Lots of adjustability to it. And it's cool. It's finally out. I recommend getting the cable bushings along with it. Another good option. So yeah, I got a lot of notes here. today that I got to go over because there's just way too much stuff, basically, to even talk about today. So, yeah, you never want to have smelling fumes in the cockpit. I mean, look, the thing is with the airlines right now, and I'm not going to get off auto topic real quick, but everyone likes to travel. The airlines are going through a thing where they're waiting for a lot of new airlines to come and be made by Boeing and several other companies. So they're still using their old fleets, and until they get those in, some of these planes are going to be having some issues. So it is what it is. I hope you go grab a pint at the pub in the airport, and yeah, just make the most of it. That's what I try to do. I mean, it sucks when you're ready to get home and you got this long flight ahead of you, but so yeah, you can still cover it up. Everything fits underneath the OEM parts, so not even a problem. And Mark, you just let me know when you're ready and send me a message on it. So what else have we got? So we have the new logo. Got the shirt testing out. I've got stickers ordered. I think they arrived this week. We put them on the website for pre-order. If you want to support us and throw it to an order, just add it. You can order it on its own. I don't care. Obviously, if you're over $250, it's going to be free. Since shipping gets covered with us. So we got those. They're 4x4-inch matte finish because I hate glossy stuff. Yeah, and they're going to look good. Same company we've been using for a long time, and their stickers are perfect. So the newest thing we've got, obviously, like I said, we hired some people last year that we have working for the company, and we're doing some more stuff finally because I can get my break and handle more sales and more of the aspects of the running of certain parts of the business. So we've had other people that are coming up with new ideas and actually able to work on, advertisements and different. You'll probably see that some of our logos and things have changed, and the way we do some of the stuff looks different online. So that's really what it is. So we have a new thing that we're launching called From the Garage. And when you go into the website, all these tasks are at the top that you can go into, like a blog thing and open box items or brand new parts we've just added. So that way you're not hunting through an entire website. So it's basically a new blog of what we are going over on Mondays with Mike. And it gets released on the Tuesday. And you guys get to hear new stuff. So if new stuff's coming out or I have ideas of things working on, it'll get covered in the From the Garage page, which is really cool. The other thing we want to touch on is we've finally been adding other manufacturers to the website. So Subaru, Toyota, Nissan, Infiniti, Hyundai. We're staying with JDM, obviously. I'm mainly adding right now the newer cars that just are out and only really good performance cars. So the Supra, the Z, the Elantra N, the Subaru BRZ, and the WRX, obviously, and the GR Corolla, the GR86. So we'll start adding more later, but I want to get these kind of built up as these are like the cars that are selling a lot. So if you have friends or have people that you're like, hey guys, like finally Axion with their amazing customer service now have other parts you can get on your website, and we ship 1 to 2 days. You don't have to worry. Great pricing. I do always recommend in stock or not, because I'm still getting used to how these companies are moving product and what stays in stock and what doesn't, obviously, because it's new to us. So always reach out first is always a good thing. But it's going to be exciting. We've had our first Nissan Z order today. We had a couple Supra orders the other day, and obviously I have a lot of years of experience with Subarus. I don't really talk about it too much because it was a fun ride with the Subaru. It was a long time ago. A lot of the problems that the Subaru had back when I had it have gotten fixed, so it's obviously a good thing. But yeah. So yeah, I know you guys have a lot of friends, or even might have another extra car besides your Honda. So Are you going to pick any of those and manufacture any custom parts like you did with the Hondas? Haha. Well, I've actually thought about it. I need to get in a place where we're better and more consistent with the Honda parts. I mean, that's still kind of our priority. But I have thought of bringing out our downpipe for several other cars, since it's such a unique idea that nobody does. So that could probably be, if anything's going to come out for those cars, it would be the downpipes. But I'm not going to even look into that till about mid-year to end of year this year, because we're trying to just get caught up on the downpipes we have, which we should be all caught up by July. I'm hoping maybe August, and then we're going to have our own Axion PTP blankets out for the downpipe, since they don't run the stock heat shields. So that way there's actually a solution. And yeah, it's going to be cool. How is the community of the 10th and 11th gen aftermarket currently? It's very strong. I mean, there's pretty much everything you can possibly get for these cars is out. I don't think anyone would be waiting on anything really extra, I would say. I'm trying to think. I mean, now there's rods for the 11th gen motor, so that's covered. There's pistons, gear sets, turbos, you know. Yeah, I mean, there's pretty much everything you can think of getting, they have. I mean, luckily, a lot of this 10th gen stuff works on the 11th gen. So that kind of helped already bump, you know, and obviously we had the first 11th gen in the country that was already modded within the first couple weeks. I figured out all the suspension, camber arms, everything. So we already had a full suspension setup list before any other company out there even had anything to offer. You know, I had to pay markup on the car, obviously, but we got, I think, one of the first sport Tourings in the nation. And the SI wasn't even out at that time. And I really wanted to wait for the SI, but I thought waiting an extra 2 to 3 months, it would kind of put us a little bit back behind understanding what parts work. And I wanted to be that company that put all this information out there so people could be like, wow, Axion really went above and beyond and figured out some stuff first off. So yeah. The other thing we've added is Google Shop and YouTube Shop on our YouTube now and on Google. So now you'll see like our parts kind of pop up around the place. So yeah, it's pretty cool. We're just trying to do these little things that we've kind of missed for a long time because I didn't have help. And we're just, you know, I pretty much grew over the past like 5 years too fast for the size we were. And when it comes to just taking care of customers and customer service, that's my priority. So I wasn't able to do as much other stuff. So luckily we have help now. So yeah, I mean, the Accord group's got a lot of cool people, but it's definitely changed a lot. It's weird watching these cars evolve from the first people that have them to then people that are getting secondhand, you know, cars and then modifying them. And it's kind of weird because like I feel like we're still very known in the Accord group, but you get these guys that come through and get them used and don't understand the people that have done all this work, us and people like Andy and other people that put in a lot of work and time, you know, figuring out parts, what worked. And then they just kind of go do their own thing and buy a bunch of weird stuff and want to question you about it. And so, but yeah, yeah, I've seen your stuff online with people you get into it with, Andy. Oh God, I don't know how you deal with all this on a daily basis. So new companies we're selling parts for, AMS Performance. Huge fan of AMS, especially when it came to our Mitsubishi Evo 9 that we used to have. Pretty much my whole car was AMS on that car. And they do a lot of cool stuff for like the Nissan stuff. And we just figured it'd be great to bring them on. So that's on. We got Stillen today, who I don't know if many of you know who Stillen are. They used to be a massive Nissan only company. Well, now I didn't even know. I had someone hit me up for parts and looked at their catalog because I didn't even think they did anything beyond Nissan. They actually do some Honda stuff now and a couple other cars. So total blessing to us. We're going to add a lot of Stillen stuff to the website over the next month, and super excited for that. The other thing I wanted to say, we do have an open box section on our website. There's some really good deals on some of the stuff, ranging from some rods for 10th Gen Civics, an FL5 Type R radiator that's open box. When I say they're open box, they're still fully brand new. They've either been returned and I had to open and inspect it to make sure, number one, we received the part that we had shipped and that it was okay in good condition. So, and they weren't used. So that's what they are. So go flip through them if you want. There's some good deals on some stuff. All right. So the crazy thing that everyone's talking about. So the tariffs going on. What is going on with car parts? And what is up with tariffs? So it's pretty obvious to my attention over the past 2 to 3 months what companies claim they make in parts in the US, and you can clearly see from their price increases that they clearly don't. So a lot of people, there's a lot of companies that have upped their pricing. I don't know if some companies are just using this as an excuse to up their pricing to make more profit. Thinking like, oh, well, the stuff coming in from China is getting marked up, so now we can increase ours too. But I would say on an average, it's about 10%. I think some companies are just doing a reset and upping their prices because they haven't in a long time, and now's a good reason to. But like Takeda intakes, theirs just went up 35% the other day. Kind of blew my mind. And it's really hard for companies like us to actually stay on top of this because we have to, number one, get notified. If we're not even notified, people can just order this stuff on our site and then we're stuck to pricing it way below where it should be, which means we lose money. So, but yeah, I can see stuff going up too. We'll see. We continue to monitor where it is, and I like to be open with you guys what's going on. So, let's get through some of these real quick. Let's see. No, not really much going on. Just everyone talking. I'll keep going. If you do have a question, just put it in the comments. If you need to ask about something. Oh, cool. What's your thoughts on the new Acuity hybrid, K-tuned? More bolt action. Well, I can tell you I haven't touched the Acuity yet, but I have on, obviously we were the first company to install one on 11th gen. I made the 10th gen Civic one work. And the shifting is very notchy, which is how I like it, but also smooth at the same time, if that makes sense. K-tuned is extremely notchy and more racer feel. I would say the hybrid's a nice balance of everything. It's smooth, not overly notchy. They're all great shifters. I like that K-tuned offers a rebuild service, which I think is really cool of them, which basically just tightens up everything. But I've always been a huge Acuity fan. I really like the owners over there, and obviously the purple in the logo. I mean, come on. So yeah, I'll know this week when I get my Acuity stock in. We're already shipping them out. So if you want to order one, you can go on our website and order direct from us. They would ship tomorrow. But yeah, I think, I mean, I really like the K-Tune one. It was extremely firm. And then the Acuity one has different springs you can change out to change the firmness, which I think is really, really nice that they've done this because it really gives people a universal way to see what they like because everyone likes something different out of a shifter. So yeah, I mean, there's that. So I think it'll be good. Real quick, I'll bring it up. Most of you guys aren't babies when it comes to ordering parts anyway. So order cancellations. So we're pretty much in the same boat on the waiting game. So the fact is I'm seeing this a lot more, and in this industry we kind of all follow each other around each other. there is absolutely through us now, legal terms, everything. There's no order cancellations on pre-orders, period. I don't care how long they take. It says pre-order. You know what you're getting into. Just man up and deal with it. I know some of the wait times can be stupid. We're waiting on some PLM mounts that have taken unbelievable amount of time. And, but when you read the product, it said, lead time, 3 to 6 months average. It's kind of what you're getting into, and you just got to wait, especially when there's not really a part that you could change out for it with another company. We always try to do what we can do to help people. So if exhaust is going to take even longer, I can always say like, hey, are you interested in a different option? We can easily change something. That's not a big deal. But with some of the pre-orders, some of the manufacturers are not, because you guys got to understand when you place an order and do all this paperwork to go in and cancel things, it just disrupts everything from production to everything. So that's why a lot of companies are like, no, absolutely no cancellations on stuff. Let's see what else we got. I'm hoping that a lot of this will get taken care of in the next few months. I really think with the tariffs too, I think a lot of companies have not raised pricing yet, because I think what they're doing is they're kind of producing product in Asia, wherever they're being made. And I think they're kind of holding it a little bit to see when the tariffs go away, then to get it in without tariff prices. I don't know, because I had a lot of stuff that was due in May, and now it's all of a sudden turned to August. So it just makes me think, but yeah. So let's see what else other questions are. Thanks for everyone tuning in tonight, by the way. I appreciate it. I was really looking forward to today. Taking the extra week or two off has been really good on the channel, so I can actually have good stuff to talk to and talk about. And that way you guys, get to enjoy your Mondays, with your family and whatever, not every single week having to listen to me talk about car parts. Oh, cool. Awesome, man. Well, I hope they work out good for you. Nothing like having the fuel system set up. Yeah, so PLM, the last time I talked to him a few weeks ago, said it was still overseas, but hadn't shipped yet, but should be 4 to 8 weeks. So I don't know. I've ordered a bunch of them, and then I've ordered a lot for customers, but I know they didn't have the final proper fitted one from you, Andy, till probably like when 4 months ago, maybe. So that's when they would probably scan it and then send the information overseas to have it made. And then production usually in China is 8 to 12 weeks. And then on the water, you have roughly 2 months. So you guys can do, the math. And then when it gets to the dock, if they even get the boat offloaded right away, you still have 1 to 3 weeks of it sitting in customs. That's part of why I started this channel, was to educate people on the reality of life in the automotive industry and parts industry. And I know a lot of you guys are like, well, I'm ordering parts, I shouldn't have to worry about that stuff. But at the same time, you have to understand like how life works, and understand that it's not perfect. Like mom and dad told you growing up when they coddled you. There's going to be setbacks. I mean, these are custom made parts, sometimes if you're buying them from overseas, they're less money than something made in the States. So there's certain things that come with buying certain parts. And unfortunately, right now, it's kind of a waiting game. I mean, I can't even imagine some of the people right now buying car parts through COVID, because I remember I waited on Greddy for 17 months for exhaust to come in. As you think buying parts, I prepay, $20,000 in exhausts, and I don't see them for 17 months. It's kind of hard for a business to, keep going when their money's sitting somewhere and we can't sell anything. So, but yeah, Let me read Andy. Sorry for the community. They were slow on getting me the third printed stuff, and they said they were going to make it in house. Now it's made in, all their stuff's made in China. Yeah, they probably made one in the US and then sent it to China. Yeah, I have like a couple guys that are waiting from downpipes from them, and it's just what it is, man. You know, you choose to buy a $400 downpipe over $1,000 US made one. Like, you know, it's just what it is. I mean, even getting a US made one right now, I mean, is 2 to 3 months, materials, sourcing, everything. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised at Hasport, but look, like Hasport don't need to take on any new mounts or any new business. They are still so busy on old 1990s swap mounts, which blows my mind that so many people are still swapping these cars, considering you can't even find them anywhere. But the best 3-inch exhaust out there for the Type S. I mean, it depends what you want for sound, loud. I think with the Type R, for me, I think it would hands down be the looks of the exhaust. I really like the Tomei. The Remark's pretty nice, their titanium one. And the Blitz came out with one, but I don't think it's for the Integra yet. I have to look through my catalog, Mark, and see. There's quite a few different ones. Hey, Ben, welcome back. Yeah, I think as long as you can just get a 3-inch straight through, I think for me it would be I think I'm a little bit more on the look side of an exhaust. Just based off they don't really do much for horsepower. I mean, they'll do some on the Type Rs. They don't really do anything on the 1.5s. Yeah, I'll send you a couple links of what's in stock. I really like the AWEs. I think some of the sound on them are really good. I had one on my Audi and I freaking loved it, but the track one's pretty loud. But yeah, there's quite a lot of options. There's less for the Integra than there is for the Civic Type R, but yeah, still a lot of good stuff. The other thing we're doing now is if you want to leave a product review on our site, we're actually giving you guys store credit. If you leave a review, it starts June 3rd, which would be tomorrow, and then goes to August 31st. We're just trying to claw back some of these product reviews. Not a lot of people leave them. And, I've thrown in the past like free stickers and candies and stuff, and I can't even get people to leave a product review. If you've gotten a discount on something, like please spend like a minute on the website and leave a decent review for us. It goes a long way. And it helps us, considering we lost like all our reviews when we ported to Shopify. It makes us look like we're a new company that hasn't been in business since 2009. So I never thought it would be so hard pulling teeth to get people to leave product reviews, but for the few that have, thank you. I can always see who reads them and who, deletes it because I get all that information, which is kind of cool. So yeah, so that's where that is. I appreciate the people that have left product reviews. There's some really good reviews on there. I know a lot of people don't read through them, but it's still nice to have those 5 stars all over our page, because people coming, to the website that don't know about us, it just reassures them that we're a legit company and that we can be trusted, first of all. Ben, I usually will wait about a week after we ship the product so you can get it, make sure you've got it, and then you just get an email. Probably people have so many of these things that go into spam. I get it. But yeah, that's the best way. Usually it's your settings on your email. It always goes into the promotions email instead of like a primary usually. And I think that's where it mainly is wrong. So, but yeah, busy Monday, busy weekend. Actually, I was pretty surprised. And as far as sales coming up, I wouldn't expect many. I think the more interest you should have in car parts right now is just securing what is in stock when you can, if you're looking for something. I think trying to wait for any sales, you might maybe see one small one from PRL on maybe just a couple parts, not their entire catalog. I don't think they're going to do what they did last year. And I think a lot of it will have to be waiting till Black Friday, to be honest. Like I said, we always do combo deals. So if you have like one or two parts in your cart, I can send you a code and on select parts. We also don't charge sales tax in most states. So you're saving a lot right there. I see a lot of people that will shop with certain companies and they're paying $150 in sales tax. You got to remember, we can cover it in most states. So not all of them, but some of them we can, which is a huge savings. It's from where we are. So we charge North Carolina, definitely. And then it depends what state. Some aren't as strict and we don't have a presence there. So we don't have to charge sales tax. Well, the good thing now, Ben, is I know that I have to ship your parts FedEx. So yeah, Oklahoma, I don't charge on. So, yep. Here's the other thing though. If you are on the Shop Pay app on your phone, it will automatically charge you taxes for every state. But if you're on our website and you just use Shop through like a desktop or that, it doesn't. Okay, so there's a little tip for buying parts, regardless from us or someone else. Yeah, it's something new that the government changed. So, yep, just trying to look out for you guys. But yeah, we charge in a couple states. So, but yeah, go in there and it'll pop up whether we charge or not. So, yep, see, there you go. I wish more people could figure it out. I mean, we have to pay our fair share here, but we just cover it. So yeah, because we don't actually deal with the state of Oklahoma. So, we do our local one through the website and that's it. And we cover it. So make sure you guys do a thumbs up today. Always helps the video get some traction here. And hopefully we get some better content. I'm still waiting on this 11th gen. I finally am getting the 9th gen Civic picked up this week. So everything has been powder coated and finished on the engine. And now it's all going back together. However, it won't run yet. There's still so many parts I need for it. I'm putting it back together so whoever buys it can see what the finished thing looks like. And then you just have to finish it with select parts forever what your build wants to be. So yeah, we will have that car for sale. I'm going to do a full video montage and picture thing about it. I think what we've done and the looks of everything, it's going to look really good once it's all bolted back together. I can't wait to show everyone how it looks. It's going to make me sick having to sell this thing, but it just is what it is. So see what we can get. I think I'm going to auction it on eBay. Hope to get something for the car. I mean, I'm not going to get anywhere near what we put into it, but that's okay. But yeah, you guys like the new logo? I don't know. I think it looks pretty cool. A little bit more new age. Definitely. We're still keeping the mint color on all our builds, but it's just as far as our logo and the website. You'll still see some of the green on the website, but yeah. I'm trying to think what else has been going on, guys. I totally drawing a blank here. Quiet sound. Anything that keeps probably the AWE touring would probably be one of the best. Anything that keeps I mean, honestly, if I lived in California with the Type R exhaust, I would probably honestly just keep the stock exhaust and change out to like a high flow cat downpipe and keep it at that. I don't know, that state's so crazy with the police and that. I've already been busted for referee there, so that was a long time ago. Yep, I already got them coming here, Ben. I've already been shipping them out to people, and yeah, it looks pretty good from what I can see. I'll have some fitment stuff this week, and yeah, if you want to order, just shoot me an email. I'll make sure I ship it FedEx. So, but yeah, I'm thinking that's about it for tonight. I'm going to stay on here a bit because we're still having a good time talking. Just going over my notes real quick. Make sure if you see us online, people asking for parts, just throw our website up there or whatever. It always helps to get our name out. We get missed a lot of times online, obviously for other companies. They get preferred for rebranding stuff, and their name's just everywhere now. So appreciate it when our loyal, faithful, support us. And I know you guys already do because you buy parts from us, but yeah, it's a tough business, man. What's up, Frankie? Thanks for joining tonight. Cool. Well, I love, I'm probably more on Facebook. It's just how I kind of conduct my business. Some other companies kind of don't really care about it, and they pop around the groups a little bit, but they don't really post too much in there. I try, and it's kind of where my sales have kind of really shined for me. And that's why I'm so busy all day long, because I'm constantly on Facebook. But yeah. Yeah, well, we're trying to change that. I mean, the thing with Two Step is they really got a hold of the market, really, when it came to one, owning the CivicX forum, and two, having a tune made for them that they give away free with the K tuner. I mean, it's a great selling aspect. And you figure pretty much everyone's first mod is going to be the K tuner. So what better thing to add than to give away something free and latch people into your company? I wish we could offer it. I mean, we do offer, they do come with free tunes from the same guy that does the same tunes for Two Step, but yeah, it's just luckily they've, latched onto this great, ploy, and a lot of the kids, eat it up. So props to them. But yeah, they keep doing a lot of stuff right, and can't complain. I just got to stay here, and we've been in business a long, long time, and luckily I offer a lot of other civics in that some of these newer companies have never owned, don't know anything about, which always helps us take our sales elsewhere besides just Type R's and 1.5 Civics. So cool. Thanks, guys. The one thing about them, at least they do a lot of good stuff for the community, and have a lot of good, solid information that they give people. The main thing I really have a tough time with some of these private equity firms that are out there that just, don't abide by MAP pricing online and just give away stuff, So, and it really kills companies like us that, have a slim margin, and, we don't have private equity money. So, yeah, I think that's really what, even my wife, before we met, and then when we met and she understood the business a little more, and she's like, look, like, the thing is, what you do, no company can copy you. And I have to say, there's not really any company out there that offers the level of customer service that I offer on a grand scale of, getting a reply on a timely manner, at all hours of the day. So I think that goes a long way. And it really helps. I also did that because it also helps with people canceling their orders. they feel special, they feel acknowledged. Sometimes I can't give all the information that certain people want. Um, but at least acknowledging them and letting them know that you're there, it does help. So we don't get a lot of cancellations. We get a couple of people just trying to like, oh, I accidentally ordered, which is completely bogus. But yeah, you know, I mean, I think the thing that puts us above the rest is I've owned almost all these cars that are on our site. And a lot of information comes from owning those and modifying them myself. So that also helps. So that's one thing that I think puts us kind of a little ahead of most companies out there. So, and that was part of why I bought the 11th gen right off the bat, because I wanted all this information that nobody else had. So, um, yeah, I actually, it's funny. I was ordering my stuff with Acuity. So, like when we order through, we have a different portal we order parts for. And the other day I was trying to hurry up and order all my Acuity bulk stuff. And accidentally, the person's order I put in before me, it selected their shipping. And then I checked out and I'm like, oh my God, I shipped it to my customer. They obviously caught it because, some kid's not going to want, 35 shifters shipped to his house. So, but yeah, it's easy to do, especially with these shop pays. Some of the stuff like on the website, it automatically fills in everything, which is kind of nice, but it can also be a little bit of a pain. So, but yeah, I think we're going to get off for this week. I probably won't be back next week. Obviously, I'm trying to give like every 2 weeks. So I think it's got better content when we get on. I will have the Acuity shifter video up this week. So make sure to watch it. And share that. I got to watch what I say about certain, when it comes to 27.1, some of their stuff's okay. I'm not a huge fan. I get asked this all the time. Certain people like Andy and I know about some of the things that have happened in the industry. And like you said, a lot of stuff gets taken down immediately. I think they've gotten a lot better as far as I've seen, but I don't know. I just, I still, well, number one, we'll never sell their parts. And I'll keep whatever happened between me and them to ourselves. Just not a huge fan of a lot of their stuff, to be honest. And just, I don't think they fit our niche anyways. So that's why we don't. I don't know. Their turbos look like they've done a lot better now. It's kind of sad because I actually saw a customer in the Accord group that actually had a China copy of their turbo, which I wonder how they already have a China copy. But yeah, my whole thing on China parts. I understand certain parts are going to have to be made there, and certain things, some parts need to be sourced there and then assembled here, but just not a fan of certain parts being made in China, personally for my car. Yeah, I mean, I really like the RV6 turbo. It depends which car. It depends really what you want to do. I still say for the Type R, I love the MHI Stage 2 turbo. I think it's fantastic for the price and the reliability of the turbo, and it fits almost everyone's like spectrum of what they want. Yeah, their Curo turbo seems to be doing really good. I mean, look, a lot of drop-in turbos are going to fail. So it's just part of the nature, with some of these aftermarket companies, how long they last. Like the PRL, they had an issue with some of theirs a long time ago. Obviously, your first batch, sometimes some things fail. So, but yeah, there's a lot of pictures that float around that Andy and I have both seen in groups. Obviously, I don't want to blame everything on the manufacturer because there are a lot of kids that mess things up and don't actually tell the whole story. But yeah. Yeah, so I think that's it for this week. Yeah, I mean, like Andy says, the MHI Stage 2. I keep, telling people about that turbo, that it's just phenomenal. And you can literally beat it to death and it'll still work perfect. Yeah, I mean, Alex Gleech's Accord runs like consistent 11.2s nonstop with this thing, and he's been running the same turbo for almost 4 years at 38 pounds of boost and just zero issues. So, anyways, we got to end it on a high note. Yeah, see, personally, I like a turbo that hits around like 4.5, 5 grand. That's just kind of what I like, but some people like, an earlier spooled turbo, so I guess it just depends, um, anyways, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate you all, and I hope you all have a good night and a good week. If you need parts, hit me up, or you can order online. And I'm just letting the comments keep going, but we'll be back in 2 weeks. I don't even know what the date is. I'll make sure we're actually going to be in Washington, D.C. for 4th of July. But I'll make sure I work all these live events out so we can get them all in around the holidays and keep you guys all up to date. Make sure to check out the website for all the new updates. There's stuff we're adding every week, and especially the section from the garage. It's pretty cool. And I like some of the stuff my teams come up with for the graphics and that. I think it's pretty interesting. So cool. Mark, you have a good night. Andy, Ben, Creamy Dumpster, the Red Badge Life. You guys all have a good night. And cool. Make sure to keep an eye out for the Acuity video this week. We'll see you next time.